The Vatican might be one of the smallest countries in the world, but trust me, it is where wealth abounds. The Stato, Della, Citta del Vaticano, as the Italians love to call it, is a city-state in the heart of Italy. It is the headquarters of the Roman Catholic Church. Known to be the world's smallest independent state, the Vatican has a total landmass of just 44 hectares. Although the city-state is in Italy, a founding member of the European Union, Vatican City is not a member of the Union. After a long fight with the Italian government, the Vatican was established in 1929 due to a treaty signed by Pope Pius X and Benito Mussolini, the Lateran Treaty. The treaty gave recognition to the Vatican as a newly created state, which could no longer be officially regarded as a continuation of the papal state. The church received a compensation of $92 million after the settlement. Population. When it comes to population, Vatican City has the smallest population in the world. Only about 1,000 people are living in the city-state. It will amaze you to know that the people who live in the Vatican are not citizens by birth. They only become citizens by naturalization. You'll soon find out why. The people who mainly make up the Vatican's population are the clergy. In other words, the ones who make up the population are the priests, sisters, cardinals, and the Swiss Guard, a minor armed force unit that is responsible for the security of the Pope and the buildings in Vatican City. The country also has its own fire and police service known as the Gendarmerie of Vatican City. Although the total estimation of the people working in the Vatican is about 30,000 people, they do not live in the city-state. Remember when I said that the citizens of the Vatican are not citizens by birth? This part will explain it better. Firstly, this is because the area is dominated by the clergy and these people do not get married or bear children. Secondly, the residents of the Vatican City who have the city's nationality and passports have a second passport in addition to their Vatican City passport. In other words, they have dual nationality. The Vatican government. Unlike other countries in the world, Vatican City isn't run by a democratic government or a republican government. The Holy See governs the city-state. According to Wikipedia, the Holy See is the jurisdiction of the Pope and his role as the Bishop of Rome. It includes the Apostolic Episcopal See of the Diocese of Rome, which has universal ecclesiastical jurisdiction over the Catholic Church and the sovereign city-state known as the Vatican City. In more simple terms, the Holy See, ruled by the Pope, is the universal government body of the Catholic Church and it operates from Vatican City. So, the Pope rules both the Vatican City State and the Holy See. The Holy See consists of the Pope along with the Secretariat of State and the various congregations and papal councils. Vatican City's legislative power is exercised by the Pontifical Commission through a committee that includes 5 cardinals that are headed by a president. As much as Vatican City has its own government and laws, Italian law still applies in the city-state. Please note that the Holy See isn't a political party nor does it involve politics. Vatican's wealth. Although the city's huge wealth is nominal and measurable, all that could be given are guesses, and this is because the total net worth of the city is covered. The best guesses given by bankers about the city's wealth is around $15 billion. Over the years, the city-state has published very little about its finances and investments. What is the main source of the city's wealth? The main source of the Vatican's income is donations. According to research in American Catholics, it showed that the people make a donation of at least $10 per week. Let's consider North America alone in this illustration. If you multiply this with the Catholic population of about 5 million North American, we can have a rough amount that the church generates weekly. Remember that this is only the individual Catholic's donation. The corporate donations that the city receives are not included. Vatican City receives revenue from more traditional stately ventures. Remember that about 3,000 employees are working in the city-state. It relies on a few small industries to generate money. One of the ways that the city generates money is through tourism and resort centers. The city itself, the Sistine Chapel, St. Peter's Basilica, and the Vatican museums receive millions of tourists and religious pilgrims each year. Although the city has not disclosed how much they make from this every year, according to Investopedia, the Central Intelligence Agency's CIA World Factbook estimates that city had revenues of $315 million and expenditures of $348 million in 2013. However, the Vatican Bank in 2018 charged its former bank president and his lawyer with embezzling an estimated amount of 50 million euros through false real estate investment. According to Investopedia, Vatican's bank reported a profit of $19.8 million in 2018, down from its $36 million profit of 2017. Other sources of income include stamps and memento sales to tourists and pilgrims, admission fees, etc. The Vatican has its own euro and has been creating its money since 2003. Vatican's euro can be spent anywhere in Italy. The city also issues its own passport, license stamps, and has its own media outlet. Places to be in Vatican. The Vatican might be a small place. Trust me, there is a lot to see in this small city-state. It is one of the reasons why it receives millions of tourists every year. While many of the sites are free and open to tourists, you'll have to pay an entrance fee to be granted access to some places. Places like the St. Peter's Basilica are free to visit. All sites of the city are on the UNESCO World Heritage List. St. Peter's Square is famous for the Easter and Christmas services that it holds. In addition, St. Peter's Basilica is a major attraction of the Vatican City. This church is one of the Vatican's main attraction sites to tourists. There are always long queues of tourists in front of the basilica from time to time. Make sure to visit the city's museum. There's a lot to see there. The Vatican museums, iMusei, Vatica are located in the Apostolic Palaces. The Vatican Museum has about 26 separate museums where there are thousands and thousands of artworks for you to admire. All of these artworks also add up to the Vatican's wealth. Although they can't be sold, they're worth millions of dollars. One of the main attractions of the Vatican's 26 separate museums is the Sistine Chapel. Sistine Chapel has the works of Michelangelo, an Italian sculptor, painter, architect, and poet of the High Renaissance. The site of the tomb of the Apostle St. Peter is another tourist destination in the Vatican. Fun facts about the Vatican. The city-state has its own football team. The Vatican is home to the world's shortest railway. The consumption of drink in the Vatican is higher than anywhere else in the world. There are no hospitals in the Vatican. That's all for today, guys. Thanks for sticking by the video. We have come to the end of today's video on this channel. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell, and share your thoughts in the comment section below. Love ya, and see you all in the next video.